Did you know that there were additional benefits to working out with a battle rope? Most people know that it already improves your cardiovascular and respiratory health, so stick around and we'll go over all the additional benefits that you may not be aware of. Up next. Along with the benefits that we've already discussed, one of the additional ones is mobility. Now let me give you an example. Now, my left shoulder, for the longest time, due to sports injuries and from lifting, did not allow me for full extension in my overhead. I would always have one shoulder right here that would not fully extend up over my head. And now I have full range, and that's just in 2 weeks of training. Now I believe the reason for that, other than flexibility, will be stability, which is another benefit. Now, what I believe happened is it strengthened the stabilizer muscles around my shoulder, and it's actually holding my shoulder into place better than it was before, which is allowing for the full range. Because before, what was happening is it wasn't sitting in its socket properly, and it was getting jammed up in my rotator, and it just was not functioning properly. So now that I've strengthened the stabilizing muscles in my shoulder, that's allowing me to move my shoulder freely. So that's definitely a plus. Now let's talk about the tendonitis issue that I was having in my elbow. Now, it's also known as tennis elbow, and I know that doesn't sound very tough, but that's what I had. So I had trouble gripping anything, picking anything up, no matter what it was, a cup, anything. It was excruciating pain in my elbow. So after long, hard months of, ice and massage therapy, I was finally able to get it semi-pain-free to where I was functionable, but the pain was still there. Now, that was right here in my elbow, and with the movement of the rope and the grip strength needed to hold and maintain the rope, it has actually worked that free and strengthened my extensors here, which is pretty much eliminated the pain, and I haven't really felt anything in several days. So I think that I finally worked that out. So that's another added bonus that I wasn't expecting, that is very welcome. Now that we've gone over the ways that battle rope has helped me, let's talk about ways that it could help you. One benefit is that it is a very low impact workout. You're not jumping, you're not slamming your knees and your back and your ankles into the pavement. I mean, yes, you do a little bit of side hopping and that sort of thing, but that is relatively low impact compared to running and sprinting. So you don't have all of that heavy stress on your joints, which are going to cause long-term damage if you do it too often. Another one is mobility. Now you're constantly moving your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, and in many cases your knees, your ankles, again in a low impact manner, which is always good when you are moving your joints and stretching your tendons, which is definitely going to help with your flexibility. Then there's stabilizing. Like I said with my shoulder, when you're working muscles that share the same joint, and strengthen them together, they will make that joint that much stronger and that much more stable. Now let's talk about some of the muscle groups that the battle rope actually helps strengthen that you wouldn't expect it to. Now, we're going to forget about the bottom half, our legs, because that just depends on whether or not you're squatting or lunging or whatever, and that's really not detrimental to the rope. You could do that at any time doing body weight squats or lunges. So we're going to forget about those just for now. So let's focus on the upper body muscle groups that you wouldn't expect a battle rope to work. Now, we already know that your delts, the front, the side, and the rear are going to be worked when you're using a battle rope because you're swinging your arms and you're working your shoulder joint, okay? But the ones that you would not expect it to work are the following. You've got your traps. When you raise your arms above your shoulder level, then you're actually activating your traps to pull your arm over your head, okay? So if you stop here, you're only using your delts, but then when you come here, you're activating your traps. So when you're doing a full range of motion with the ropes, you're activating them. Then we have our lats, okay? Just like any overhead maneuver, when you're bringing your arms down, you're activating your lats to pull your arm back down, okay? So like if you're doing an overhead dumbbell extension or a straight arm push down on any kind of rope or cable machine, you're going to be activating your lats and building those. Now let's talk about our upper chest. When you bring your arm up like this, you can feel it that you're activating your chest right here, just above your clavicle, and you can feel the fibers around here. And what that's designed to do is to bring your arm across your body. So if you're doing any of these motions with the rope, instead of just a straight up and down, you're actually activating your upper pecs. Now, the pecs aren't just designed for pushing or bringing your arm across. They're also designed to come up, to bring your arm up. So there's actually 3 planes of motion to build your chest, and the rope definitely helps with that one. And last but not least, the one thing that the battle rope does help with is your core. Now, in order to stabilize yourself and to move them ropes and not allow your body to go flopping around, you're going to have to activate your abdominal region and your lower back. And that is going to cinch everything in and prevent you from moving and toppling over. And that's actually stabilizing you. So not only are you strengthening it, but you're building stability around your midsection. That is definitely a benefit that is not expected when you're thinking battle rope. Hopefully I covered everything and answered all of your questions that you may have had about the battle rope. Now, just keep in mind that, like any exercise, if you don't use proper form and you overextend or don't prepare properly, you can get injured really no matter what you're doing. So just take precautions, take it easy, and work within your range until you can build some strength and stability and get to the point where you can use full range of motion and go through all of these exercises safely. Now, if you have any questions, any comments about anything that I've covered, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and just get a rope. Just get out there and burn some calories off, which is what I'm about to do. So let's get to it. I'll tell you now, that last movement that I did, that was pretty insane. So I'm definitely going to be adding that more often, but that was a tough one. I will say that I got halfway through my workout and I realized that I left out a couple body parts that battle rope definitely helps build and strengthen, and that are your arms and your forearms from your grip. So I can't believe that I forgot to mention that, but I definitely remembered halfway through that workout when my arms started burning. So I haven't really gone over before what my regimen is as far as these workouts go. When you see me doing body weight exercises, push-ups, dips, that kind of thing, I usually only go through the workout 3 times. But if you see it where I'm just doing the rope, I'll set it up to where I'm definitely doing 4 sets. And if I'm feeling it and I still have the energy, I will do a 5th. But that's normally how I do it. So if anybody ever wants to follow along with my workouts, just go through the workouts 3 times if I'm doing body weight, and 4 to 5 times if it's strictly rope. So that's it. All right, well, again, I hope you got all the information that you needed, and I answered any of your questions that you may have had before. If not, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And again, subscribe, help us out, help us grow. That way these rope workouts and any other video that we put out is going to reach more people and help more people. So we appreciate it as always. And again, stay awesome.